Alright, try number 2. I had to set up a few things, but yeah, welcome back to another stream. I originally was just saying, I wasn't sure if I was gonna stream or not, because my throat being super dry today. I don't know. I'm not sure why it's super dry, but yeah, water. But yeah, anyways, let's talk a little bit about Hurricane Melissa. Hurricane Melissa, as of today, was the driest hurricane on record, which I think was like -5 Celsius in dew point. And then, as you can see right now, as of the last visor, which was the 8 p.m. EDT hurricane update, the pressures dropped a little bit, but the winds, they have not changed at all. If we go back a little bit, you can see as we go through the loops on this, you can see Melissa is starting to wobble a little bit. I think I can get probably a little bit better. Really, ShareX? I have a ShareX, which is a screenshot thing, a screenshot software, and Tropical Tidbits is not working. Nice, that's always great. Not that, I guess that many people are using Tropical Tidbits right now, just due to Hurricane Melissa right now, which it's not super surprising, but it is a thing that is happening right now. I do want to take a look at the why am I blanking on this? I do want to take a look at the advisory itself to see what they're talking about. Which will go, I don't know. Just give me two shakes in a second. I don't know. Cyclonic seems to be working perfectly, so that's at least good. Let me go over to. Hold on. Where is on my stream deck? I think it's weather news, right? Yeah. All right. So here's Cyclonic WX. Let me realign this because this thing's not aligned for some reason. All right. So here is satellite and radar. Get a little bit better, not as smooth out like imagery, I guess. I don't want the image. I want the loop. Oh, that is weird. But yeah, you can kind of see with the eye where it's kind of like wobbling like that. That does make me wonder if Hurricane Melissa is eventually got to go and hold on. What if Hurricane Melissa eventually here is gonna do a eyewall replacement cycle, like a full eyewall replacement cycle? Because technically, throughout Melissa's life here, as it was going from like Cat 4 to Cat 5, it didn't do like a full eyewall replacement cycle. I don't know if it ever did in its entire lifetime. I know people have been talking about what are called like merger eyewall replacement cycle, which is a little bit different compared to your typical eyewall replacement, where you have your outer eyewall merge into the where the eye is itself. But it's not 100%. If I understand, it's not 100% like confirmed to be that in particular. But also, hello, Party Cheese. How are you doing? It's been exactly 8 days since I've done a stream. It's been almost 2 months since I've done a anything tropical related with coverage. I got my water right near me because I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna drink some water to help my because my I know I've made this point in the starting of my stream, but I don't know if it's allergies or something that's making my throat dry. I can't speak English as well as per usual. That's fun. But yeah. I will say it's absolutely just insane that Melissa right now is at a Category 5. This is the third Category 5 we've had this year, which
First one obviously was Aaron, and then I can't remember what the second one. I don't think it was Humberto, or unless it was Humberto. I don't think it was Humberto. Let me take a quick look here. No, it was Humberto. So Aaron, Humberto, and Melissa, all of the Cat 5s that we've had this year so far. I don't know what noise that was I just heard. Weather been getting chilly. It really has been getting pretty chilly. Actually, because it's. I mean, I have my AC over here, just like actual AC unit, but for my dorm room. But I turned that off because with my AC unit, it is pretty loud. Also, is my mic on the wrong mic?
Hold on, let me see. It is, yeah. No wonder why it would sound like absolute garbage for like however long. Yeah, you can definitely see the wobbles on, even with the smoothing on weatherwise. So I have no. I wonder how. I probably could pull up the SPC surface obs. Actually, hold on. I forgot that weatherwise does actually have METAR data now. Or, well, they've had it for a while at this point, but yeah, a lot of 40s and like lower to upper 50s out in the Midwest and whatnot, and even going down all the way to Florida too. Which is typically when you see that, that's typically when you have a trough deeping dig, a trough digging deep. There we go. I will say, the water I'm drinking right now, I'm definitely gonna get another bottle of water in a second here because this is almost out. But yeah, I think the water's actually helping me right now. There are also Weatherwise did also just add a couple of cameras that are in Jamaica. You can definitely, I mean, obviously you can tell it's rain there. I wish there was an access radar on here, because then we can probably see the eye on here. Well, typically you can. Well, I mean, you can see the eye on radar. I don't know what specific radar they have though. That's the only thing. Also, I am using Weatherwise again. Pretty much while I'm at my dorm, you guys are definitely gonna see me use Weatherwise quite a bit, and I haven't used GR2 a whole lot with the streams lately. Which GR2 is gonna be another option when it comes to stream option for radar. Or well, using radar on stream and all that. Still not sure why Radar Omega is super slow on this internet. But it is, I guess. Actually, I do want to take a look at. I think there's Bryce Sheldon that's live in Radar Omega. On Radar Omega right now, or maybe not. Oh, do I even have Cyclone Ports on? I do. Okay, so he's not. Okay. I was about to say, If he was, then that'd be a storm chaser. I can take a look at his stream, see what he's seeing. But for the most part, it's gonna be kind of have to look at the cameras in Jamaica, which Hurricane Melissa is forecast right now to make landfall as Category 4, high end Category 4. I just remembered I wanted to take a look at the forecast of Irie. Just turn this up. Because unlike on Streamlabs, I could turn up the mic volume more than 100%, but I don't know if that actually does anything. Doesn't seem like it does. Bro, what is happening out there? It's like a bunch of people just randomly yelling. I don't know, man. I gotta rotate my mic more. Because the thing is like wrapped around the middle part of my I don't know what to call it. It's like the mic handle thing. Also another thing too, you can let me go back to radar real quick so I can see the line that this took. So it went from the MDR into the Caribbean Sea. It had this like looped. It like did a loop-de-loop, and then took like a north and then northwest path, went westish, and then took a north path, again went northwest, and then kept going northwest, and then went to the northeast, and then went southeast, and then went northeast. Like actually, it's more like northish, I guess, and then going northeast, and then taking a slope down, and then going west, and then making up more slopes. And this thing kept like shifting more and more west. Like it kept going out of the National Hurricane Center's like forecast track. Which I mean, that type of things happened multiple times before when it comes to hurricanes, especially hurricanes like this where they're gonna be wobbling and moving quite a bit. Bro, I was pulling out a tissue out of my tissue box so I can like evacuate my nose of not mucus, but snot, but and then I like managed to knock my entire tissue box down. You guys probably saw that on my camera considering it's like right here. Ow. Ugh. Alright. I also just realized I do need to update my stream deck real quick too with adding, what is this, scene? Alright, move this, move that, move that. Windstorm go over there, BRB go there. Hurricane coverage go there. Alright, there we go. Now I can switch between weather news and hurricane coverage a little bit easier than beforehand. Wonder if let me go find let's see here if I can try and find the specific thing. For how dry the eye was. So I found a couple posts by Michael Ferragamo. So negative 4.75 Celsius with the dew point, because that is the dew point compared to it being temperature. Because if it's temperature, it'd probably be much colder than that. Because when you have white like that, because the more white your clouds are on like right like LWIR like this, the colder they are. And I don't know if I do not know if tropical tidbits is gonna work at all. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's working. Barely though. It's tropical tidbits is just about working. All right, let's see. All right. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this is I would say probably a little bit better presentation of Hurricane Melissa when it comes to satellite compared to um weather-wise, mainly just due to the probably I want to guess probably the smoothing is probably making it the satellite have less detail. But yeah, you can see just how like white and then you got your like pink colors. That's just how cold those cloud tops are with this hurricane. I mean, that is cold. I can see also the wobbles too, where it was over here and then it wobbled to a little bit down here. Otherwise, the eye has not moved a whole lot where it's positioned, but I mean, Hurricane Melissa is it's moving. It is now expected to continue northeast now. Although looking at the last like few frames or so, it looks like Melissa like kind of stalled out almost in a little bit there. But that's probably not gonna be. It's not gonna be like that for like long, that's for sure. Wonder what other options for because that's a clean. We got what is gonna give it the better of the dirty infrared long wave. You could definitely look at the water vapor. I mean, if we just zoom in a little bit here, that is how dry it is in that eye still. I mean, it is just dry. Also, another thing too, just keep in mind when it comes to hurricanes, they're essentially moving chimneys because they're sucking in heat from the bottom and then venting from the top. So honestly, this the infrared long wave window compared to the clean one probably gives a little bit better presentation of what we're trying to look at here. I think there is a. Let me go to cyclonic WX real quick. I can't remember because water vapor is different, kind of different between each different set. I mean, they're all kind of the same thing. They just have different. I want to say like, I don't know, UI, I guess. So here is actually hold on before I go move over. Let me get my not that having skill issues using my stream deck and all that for some reason today. But you can see this is the like water vapor imagery, and if we just do a loop, you can see the like estimation of the max for the how dry it is inside the tropical cyclone center or the eye. It's definitely not as like low as it was as it is now, so it's starting to kind of lose its steam a little bit, but it probably won't be a while that this thing will really start to lose steam. Once it starts interacting with land, then we'll start seeing this thing to slow down quite a bit, mainly just due to wind shear, because wind shear and hurricanes do not go well together at all. Which I am kind of curious. Let me go to... Where is... Oh, there. I was like trying to find this here. So you can take a look at where that wind shear is at. So you can see not a ton of wind shear in this section right here. There is quite a bit of wind shear just to the north of Melissa, which is where Melissa eventually got run into, which it kind of is in that section between like the where the lower wind shear is and where kind of like the like medium yellow wind shear is. And then your red is high amount of wind shear. So once Melissa starts making its way northeast, because it's gonna be following along kind of like a front once it does make its way down here eventually. We'll take a look at where's the HREF at. Which here's the HREF, and this is also another feature to kind of look at when it comes to what we could be expecting for the continental U.S. And you can see at the 500 millibar, so this kind of like mid levels. You see, kind of have, I don't know if that's definitely not a ridge, but definitely like a weaker trough. And then you can see another trough starting to build on the west side there, and see that starting to kind of amplify. And that'll be bringing severe weather, probably some marginal severe weather at most. Probably wind and hail threat, maybe tornado threat potentially. Probably would be a small, like probably 2% tornado risk from what you can see from. Let me go to. I know this. I mean, it's fixed layer STP, which is significant tornado parameters, but you can kind of see even with the STP not super high. So I'm not really expecting too much in the way of tornado threat, but you would expect your like severe threat to be out towards here, where your entrance and exit region is right in here, compared to the backside. Definitely would be pretty cold on the backside and dry. Because that is like, hang on, let me go back to that. Because that is, I mean, it's digging pretty deep down into the, like kind of like Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana, Mississippi. Let me go to 00 UTC, because I think that, yeah, that's around 12 UTC, which is like 7 o'clock. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this evolves in the HREF tomorrow, because this is, I mean, it's definitely bringing severe weather, but probably nothing in terms of anything significant. Still trying to find that specific graphic from earlier. That I was talking about. I think I just found it. I think I did. All right, so here's what I was trying to find earlier, but I had to like scroll, like really scroll to find it. So here's your destination. So your L, like your W's would be like Pacific. Your L would be the Atlantic, and of course the Gulf too. But you can see Melissa is at the top here, just above Marianti, which you can see on the list a lot of these hurricanes and whatnot. Are a lot of them are in the Pacific. like Eastern Pacific, Western Pacific. I mean, your Western Pacifics are definitely a little bit more obvious considering the different names like Congray, Hinnamanner. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. Dorian is on there, which was obviously an Atlantic, which had a which also had a dry eye. Melissa is at the once again is at the top here with the driest eye, uh, recorded. I do want to take a look at recon data, see what they've been trying to get or are getting here. Uh, so looking at the Cyclonic WX, I know I'm jumping around a lot here, but yeah, this is the low because this would be low level, and this Hurricane Hunter looks like because this would be like in the eye here. So that is 910 millibar. So it's like 1 millibar weaker compared to what it was at earlier. It hasn't dropped a ton, but it is starting to weaken like slightly. But it's still it's still I mean it's still a historical hurricane and also a quite the significant, very significant hurricane that we have going on in the Caribbean Sea here. Water break. All right. I'm gonna have to get another water bottle in a second here. I can still feel how dry my throat is right now. Hey, how's it going? So I kind of wish Weatherwise had recon data on here. That's seriously one thing I'm surprised they haven't added because they've added other things for tropical stuff, but not recon data apparently. Radar Omega has it, but on I don't know what other softwares had it have it that are like Radar Mega Weatherwise. I don't know. I don't know if Weatherfront has it. Weatherfront right now is only iOS, which I really want to try Weatherfront because that looks like. I mean, it looks like Radar Scope in a way. I'm getting another water bottle. If I can get out of the thing. Yeah, welcome to Weather Overground streams where I do random stuff on stream. So I'm trying to think if it would be worth even pulling up any forecast models like the hurricane models right now, considering this is already going. Also, I mean, I could actually pull out the ensembles, but I don't know if that would there really be much of a point considering this is expected to go over Jamaica, then hit this portion of Cuba, and then hit some islands in the Bahamas, and then go straight out to sea and stay away from mainland U.S. I pretty much I would say when it comes to any impacts at all, probably to U.S. would probably be maybe some minor waves and surf to Florida, like southern tip of Florida, but I don't know if we'll really have. I don't know if Melissa will have that much of a impact to Florida, to be honest. I did not want to close the shear on the sim site. Let me take a look at the public advisory real quick. All right, so at 8 p.m. EDT, the eye of Hurricane Melissa was located near latitude 16, so it's the location of the eye. All right, continuing. Melissa is moving slowly. Slow turn towards the north expected tonight. Slowly toward the northwest near 2 miles per hour. So this thing's moving really, really slowly. Northeastward. Northeast a slightly faster forward speed on Tuesday. So tomorrow, basically. Wednesday. Expected faster forward speed expected on Wednesday and Thursday. On the forecast track to core, Melissa expected to move near or over Jamaica by early Tuesday. So early Tuesday could be like tomorrow morning, or yeah, tomorrow morning. Probably not early in the morning, but I mean, Melissa is, I mean, it's relatively close to where Jamaica is right now. But I don't know if this could be really making landfall in the early morning hours. I would expect it probably sometime in like the mid morning hours, probably like I would say probably around 10 in the morning. Across southeastern Cuba Tuesday night, and across southeastern or central Bahamas on Wednesday. And maximum sustained winds are near 175. Do they mention what the gusts are? Let's see. I'll probably have to look at the forecast advisory for that. Maybe. Gust of 185 knots, which at 185 knots, I need to move my keyboard so I can actually type. So 185, that's 212 miles per hour winds. Also another thing too. I don't know if you guys know or remember, there was birds that were stuck in Hurricane Milton's eye last year. That is the same situation with Hurricane Melissa today. That is light more than light. Well, I mean, it's mostly because of the winds of the eye with Hurricane Melissa. Or, well, the eye wall specifically. The eye itself is calm. Michael Ferragamo made another graphic, it looks like, of most intense Atlantic hurricanes in 1851 to 2025. The most intense, at number one being Wilma at 1882. Or not 1882. 882. Millbars and pressure. Then you got Gilbert in 1988. 892 with the Labor Day 1935 hurricane. Rita 2005. And also Milton with both those being at 895. And then Allen, which was 899. Camille 900. Katrina 902. 905 with Dean in 2007. 905 Mitch 1998. And then, of course, we got Melissa, which reached 906 millibars earlier today, which I will say with Hurricane Melissa, it definitely had probably a tiny window when it came to going probably sub 900, but There are probably some factors that led to not doing so and intensifying more. I'm kind of curious. Uh, because if there is recon data, I'm probably not looking in the right areas on weather-wise. Okay, not gonna lie, because I opened my window so the AC wouldn't be the loudest thing in this entire room, but the me having my window open is making this room feels like it's making this room too cold. I keep hitting my chair against my desk. I'm kind of curious. I doubt the MRMS has. Oh no, wait. I wonder. Hold on. Caribbean. Where actually is that MRMS? Anyways, is the MRMS only that like what this one sec? I think that's only this one section here, where the Key West radar sees. Wow, great MRMS section. Great, great. It's amazing. I do want to take a look at because I know there is tropical cyclone formation on here with the chances, but I don't think the Climate Prediction Center put out anything. At least for over here, there is some percent chances over here in the Philippines and near well in and near India and in the Indian Ocean here. So it looks like tropical season's probably kicking off there now, or at least slowly kicking off there. I wonder. Oh, I did not want to bump my mic. Now let me pull up Radar Omega real quick. Because then I can. Not the main development region, Hurricane Melissa, but that is it. That I can't speak. That is if Radar Omega decides it wants to load, which it decided to load like more than halfway with the frames. Nice. Although it shows the time frame going. I don't know. Radar Omega is really weird. Once again, this Radar Omega is real weird on this Wi-Fi for some reason. I don't know why. It does seem like because I know I pointed out earlier that Melissa seems like it is stalling. So that does make me wonder how the path and also forecast of Melissa is gonna come out too. Because I mean, we've had hurricanes do like stalling before, but definitely gonna be something to watch for with Melissa. It is probably stalling though, probably because there's not really anything to push it along to anywhere. Although it does say moving northwest at 2 miles per hour on the National Hurricane site. Yeah, here is Radar Omega, and we can actually do a 3D view on here, which I will say Radar Omega definitely has a little bit better of a radar presentation on here compared to Weatherwise, which once again I think because Weatherwise, I don't know why smoothing has to be unlocked through a premium subscription. That is such a weird thing to lock behind premium, but okay. But yeah, Radar Mega definitely has the better um, look to its satellite because this is what you would see on like Tropical Tidbits or I don't even know. Does Cyclonic look the same as well? Let me check. Cyclonic looks a little bit different. Yeah, every satellite like everybody has like a different kind of like UI and color table for their satellite for some reason. I don't know. Yeah, you can definitely tell the colors a little bit better. I would argue on here. Let's go back to 3D so you can see that 3D presentation of Melissa. It is it looks pretty flat, I will say, on the 3D view. Honestly, that is one of my most favorite features on here is the 3D view. It's really weird when it comes to if you're not looking at Equitops on radar, it looks really weird, I would say, with like normal convection, but I wonder how I probably can. Well, this is doing about 10 minutes. I wonder how far back. Let me go back to like I don't know. Let me go to let's say like 75 frames. You can see. I mean, it's had tight convection around the eye for a while, but it is starting. You can see as it's making its way through today, it's starting to wobble as it got to around like earlier this afternoon, and I will say with that convection around the side of the eye wall, it's starting to kind of fall apart a little bit. Yeah, I am kind of curious how. I know I asked Party Cheese, but how is everyone doing this evening? Give me 1 second. All right, I got a cough drop. We'll have to see if that helps. It probably will. All right, just how I'm sitting in my chair. Yeah, Melissa, as forgot, well, because this is like 10-minute intervals with the satellite loop. It's also going really fast for a satellite loop. Display setting, animation speed. Actually, I'm probably looking for satellite settings. Actually, okay, that didn't seem like that was gonna work. Unless I gotta like start the loop again, which is possible. Does that seem slower with what I put it down to? I'm not sure. Doesn't seem much slower than what I had it at initially. Seems like it is, kind of, but maybe that's just being it feeling like placebo. I don't know. Hmm. I keep forgetting that South Korea does have accessible radars. I think only on I don't know if they're accessible on weatherwise. They are, okay. I am completely lost to where all my tabs are on here. Nice. Alright, there we go. Let's see. Gulf of Mexico. Or, well, it's not named, particularly not named that. Uh, uh, well, at least with the U.S. Everywhere else recognizes it as that. Well, more reason why it's just easier to say the Gulf, because then it, I guess it doesn't cause any arguments. It's such a weird argument for a body of water. Because obviously they have history with it, and then I don't know, whatever. Anyways, back to hurricane talk. For it leads into some other thing. Hurricane Hunter, if well, Air Force. I think that's Air Force Reserve. They are going back in. Their first pass through that they made, pressure was at 910 millibars. We'll have to see what their second pass looks like. There's a chance that with Melissa stalling, it's probably it's. I think it's definitely becoming more likely that this ends up making landfall like later in the morning tomorrow. But then again, that depends on how long it stalls for. Because they still, I mean, as of last advisory, they had this moving at northwest of 2 miles per hour. So, guess we'll see what happens when it's not stalling. All right, what did I just see? I scroll down. Why? Why do people make these edits like this? Why? I just realized. Let me. Do we have any buoys out here? And there is a bug. This bug that's still in my room. I swear, this bug has not left my room at all. It specifically stays in this one area. Oh, there is one buoy. It's not where the eye though is. I got another one over here, which these have both not updated ever since like almost like 15 minutes ago. About it's almost 8 o'clock at this point. When is the next advisory supposed to come out? Let me see. 10 p.m. So within the next couple hours, that the next advisory is coming out for Hurricane Melissa. Melissa. Drink some water while I'm at it. Also, something from earlier too. So, with one of the aircraft that NOAA has that went out there earlier today, the NOAA aircraft was experiencing severe turbulence within the southwest side of, of the eye wall, which was definitely one sign that, because I think that was before it was um upgrade to like either 165 or 175. I think it might have been 165. And that is something, I mean, makes sense for a hurricane like this. Wasn't something I was expecting to hear about, but it is something that can happen. One thing too, that with how slow Melissa has been today, it definitely does probably make it easier for hurricane hunters to actually get into the storm compared to, I mean, other times where, I mean, they kind of miss the eye, or not, yeah, miss the eye. So just still waiting on the second pass through from hurricane hunters, which I actually do want to turn on hurricane hunters on here because we can take a look at that on here. I think it's this hurricane I was looking at. Yeah, it's this hurricane here. And then there's the second one, which I think was probably the last advisory. They're going back up the. I don't know if they're probably going back up to Lakeland. Although it does look like they are making another pass through though, so there's that. All right. Uh, so we got two aircraft are about to. Well, one's a little bit closer. Actually, I don't know which one's closer. Actually, to be honest, they're all. I no. Let's say they're kind of like in near distance, I guess, to the eye. I guess we'll see what happens when they both pass through the eye area. See what they end up getting, because that other aircraft that we're looking at, which was this one here, also got 910 millbar reading for pressure. So I mean, once again, the Hurricane Melissa is starting to weaken like a tiny bit. The estimated drops on pressure, which was 909. The other one that we were looking at, this one here, got 909 as well, with both the extra tropical pressure and drops on. So they're relatively close with the pressure numbers on both. Or pretty much close with pressure numbers on both. Also looking at upcoming flights. Actually, which one is this? Ballot 11 OZ 1100 OZ or 1100Z. Which one? What time is it? These guys going out here? Because you also have aircraft that go out there with a tail Doppler, and then with the tail Doppler, it basically works like your kind of like your typical radar, Doppler radar. Which I could actually probably pull it up on here. Yeah, so here's basically the one of the aircraft that has the tail Doppler, and you can see with the pass through here, you see the center of the hurricane with the strong winds. Why does that image look completely? Oh wait, is that not made? Yeah, it's completely different to what the image was showing here. I don't know what was going on, but either way, with the composite, unless it was good, I definitely wasn't clicking on that one. But you can definitely see the wind speeds that the Doppler on the aircraft was getting. And then this is the reflectivity. So reflectivity basically shows where your rainfall is at. And of course, when you have a storm like this, I mean, you're going to have precipitation everywhere. Definitely some heavy bands around the eye there. And then here's your vorticity, which I don't know how many. Well, I know some of you have been in my previous streams, but um, basically vorticity is basically spin, and there's a lot of vorticity with how fast the center of the hurricane is spinning. Which, just to go on a little bit of, I wouldn't say a tangent, but also kind of just like add on to that with basically what are called mesoscale convective, or not mesoscale convective, meso meso mesoconvective vortices, or MCV, which are kind of like basically these, but not tropical. Storm Prediction Center updated the outlook for today. It looks like, and across the board, it's pretty much general thunderstorms. Pretty much. Tomorrow they do have a marginal risk out there, which I was talking about that earlier with a low end threat. Well, I actually pulled up on here with a day 2 outlook. So here's the day 2 outlook. Portions from like the south and eastern portion of Texas to like, I don't know what, I want to say like half of Louisiana basically. And that threat is not for tornadoes or wind, it is for isolated hail. Wouldn't be surprised though. Depending on the force, I wouldn't be surprised if we had maybe a small wind threat, but I don't think we're really gonna have too much of a tornado threat, to be honest. I wonder if LWIR has. It does have flash activity. Because I know. Because with hurricanes, you can have lightning activity in the eye. But does that seem to be popping up on here for some reason? I don't know why. Am I even clicking on the right thing? I am. Okay, yeah. So for some reason, the flash activity doesn't want to pop up on here for some reason. I don't know why. Because I can, I don't know how much Radar Omega is being cut off right now, which I think like that third half is being cut off. But you click on this, you have your flash activity, which is basically lightning that the satellite is detecting. Um, that does not seem like it is picking up much. Even though there's definitely a lot of lightning being produced in the eye here. My only guess it's just Radar Omega being Radar Omega, to be honest. That's completely possible. Although even on weatherwise it doesn't show either, so I'm not sure. Because there's definitely lightning with this, no doubt. I do want to take a look at the Hurricane Center real quick. Because I want to look at the, not the rip currents. Is there storm surge on here? That they have outlined? I don't think they do. Not even the Hurricane Center site's being slow with how many people are trying to access it all at once. They do have the rainfall forecast up, though. There's that. Which even that doesn't want to load properly. Nice. Okay, there we go. Never mind. I was probably clicking on it. A lot of rainfall expected for Jamaica, even this portion of Cuba. I mean, this is where Melissa is forecast to go through. So a earthquake also occurred in Caribbean. Caribbean. What time was that? Today? Okay. I'll have to take a look. Uh, oh yeah, it's like basically right to the east of the islands, basically. Seems like it was basically from what I'm seeing. I mean, there's mixed information from what I'm looking at here, but generally it looks like it was basically almost like a 7 magnitude earthquake. It looks like. I just realized I could probably actually go to my Google weather site, which I did do a update on this that site by the way too. So now the weather overground site is the first thing you see, and then you have a bunch of other stuff like navigation, and then you also have weather resources, radar, so you get your color tables and all that. Let me see. Or Sage. So I could actually don't hold on. Let me show you guys this. All right, so here is the weather site. Um, so that was that one. This dot here showing like a 5.4 magnitude there, 4.9 there, 6.5 there, magnitude 6 there, 4.6 there. That's six, or not 6, 9 kilometers. So I mean, pretty deep. How far down that earthquake occurred? It looks like. I didn't see anything about tsunami warnings. I don't think. Because usually, if I start seeing about stuff about earthquakes, there's usually some stuff I start seeing about like tsunami warnings and whatnot issued, but that doesn't seem to be the case there. I can't imagine though. It probably I mean, with earthquakes in general, with shaking uh up like buildings and whatnot nearby on like the islands. Put my power rate up here, which I have not finished. Uh, I could actually show a little bit more of my site. So here's the main thing you're gonna see when you go to my the link tree I have, but you guys can. I don't think I have that linked in the description. I don't think. Let me let me just link that in chat real quick. So I know I have it in like specific places. On across my socials, like in my YouTube bio, you can see it. My Twitter bio, you can see it. Yeah, here this is obviously got to be updated soon here, but there's the Enderlin video from a couple weeks back. And then you got I have my playlist, like, well, not all of them, but like a few of them. So you got the live broadcast, you got your weather vlogs, fact videos, 2023 weather vlogs, 24, 2025. I was planning on putting tropical coverage on here with the playlist, but all my tropical coverage live streams are also put into this playlist here. So I was like, yeah, what's the point? And then here you have weather resources. Let me click on NOAA real quick here. Here's DESI, which right now, just due to the government obviously shut down now, DESI has not updated at all. So you got National Weather Service, so you got all of this. You got Droughtmeyer, which updated obviously Thursday. Still quite dry across quite a few places across the U.S. I will say the cough drop I put in my mouth here has definitely been helping me. I am noticing myself cough a lot less. That is a random comment I just made, but you know. It works, I guess. I mean, it's gonna be. I mean, it's gonna be a couple hours till we get another update on Melissa. So, so I probably won't have. I mean, anything in terms of like new data for a while. The other thing we could really look at right now. I mean, just refreshing Cyclonic WX, and then clicking on this. Um, the one of the aircraft is making its way in. I don't know if they have. Let me refresh real quick all this. So they got 9. That looks to be, what is that, 910? There looks like some 912 in there too. And then this aircraft recon got 910. So it's probably weakened at least a couple millibars since the last advisory. And I'll probably continue through tonight as I mean, it's going to be still on for a while. It's still going to be a powerful Category 5 hurricane, once again, but you can also take a look at this sea level pressure. If I could speak, you can see the surface wind, flight level winds drop right as it got into the eye. And then obviously air temperature and dew point went up in the eye. It looks like, which is kind of surprising considering how dry the eye is. Okay, now Cyclonic WX doesn't work. Nice. We love when sites don't work because everyone and their mother is accessing them right now. I didn't realize. James Pettis made a thing for this site where you can have two things on at once. It looks like how do I turn that on? How many can? Oh my god! I can turn all of them on at once. What is this? What is this monstrosity I'm looking at? Oh my god! All right, let me just turn off all the other stuff. Jesus. All right, zoom in a little bit. You can see that looks to be where the eye is at right in there. So yeah, 9, 10 millibar winds in the middle there. Obviously the pressure is increases when you get outside. Since I mean your central pressure of where your low is gotta be at. I mean it's gonna be right in there, and where your low is at, that's where your lowest pressure is gonna be. Yeah, great wording by me. I don't think I've seen this on this site before with the with this. But you can see that track of Melissa on here too. National Hurricane Center ATCF desk storm strength, which I mean this is probably still on the last advisory. Because I mean it's still at 175, 909 millibar pressure. I could actually try on satellite imagery on here. Can I do the same thing on live recon? I can. I just realized there's 2 points here. We got one 912 and the other one 910. Although I do want to take a look at some other stuff here. Want to reopen PETA's plots. I just saw a Max Velocity post something. Apparently there was which one is it? 23 1A, which both the planes are named that. So which one is that? So apparently there was a recording of like 903 in here. Which I just found it. It's right there. So here, there's the 903. So this actually is dropping in pressure. Potentially here. And when you have a drop in pressure, start getting stronger winds. This is, I mean, already not a good situation for Jamaica already, but this is already seeming like this could be a even strong. This potentially could be even a stronger hurricane than what we're looking at right now. Time 9 p.m. ET. Wait. Yeah, complete advisory at 10. Okay. I was like, wait a minute. So yeah, this is still dropping pressure still. Unfortunately. Wait, is there? Wait. Let me zoom in a little bit more here, because some of these are like overlaying each other, somewhat. There's actually wait. There's 903. Seeing 905. Apparently there's a 902.8 from another. Oh, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens within the next couple hours here. See what does happen, because I know they'll use the extra tropical pressure and then also the drop zones, and then I think I imagine they probably, like, I want to say average out, but I don't know if that's what they do with drop zones. I did not want to click that. Dang it. Yeah, the cyclonic WXI is being really slow. That once again, everyone and their mother is using the site. I'm looking at. Oh yeah. Okay, looking at the um recon data on cyclonic. Minimum extra X trap pressure 902.8. Minimum estimated drops on 909. Although the drops on was from way earlier. Same with the other. Well, actually, no, the other planes are pretty recent because they did the drops on. So with the other flight that went through as well, I see minimum pressure now 9.2, minimum estimated drops on 906.4. So it's gonna be interesting what they update this to within the next couple hours, because this either still strengthening or it's got like level out and start to weaken. But with it stalling, I would expect it to probably still strengthen. So Wonder what. Let me go to back over to tropical tidbits real quick. If that depends if it loads, which I at right now I don't have any faith in this loading properly. Holy, yeah, yeah, this has definitely gotten a little bit, probably a little bit more intense because you see where it had more white, but then it kind of flattens out more. Well, looks like it flattened out more, and there's still really cold temperatures with the cloud tops. So there's definitely a chance that this is strengthened ever since the last advisory. Once again, we got another hour, about hour and a half till the next advisory still. I am noticing though on right on Mega, kind of see where the pink is on here too. So yeah, this is once again we'll have to see if this is still strengthening or if it's got weakened a little bit. Because I mean, I don't know if we'll have like a full eyeball replacement cycle, but one thing I do know for sure is that this is stalling. Let me go over to Tropical Tidbits again. We'll look at Dorvac, but once again, that is. Oh, there we go. Okay, I was about to say I might not be able to show it because it's taking a while to load. But yeah, this is what Dorvac looks like. This is another tool you can take a look at to kind of tell what the intensity of a hurricane is. Um, and it definitely still tell. I mean, it's still an intense hurricane and likely. I mean, still more than likely still Cat 5. There are some things. I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't say I'm complete. Obviously know it all when it comes to anything tropical, but because if it's something with severe weather, then it's obviously I've done a lot more severe weather streams and whatnot, so I'll be a little bit more knowledgeable with those. But oh my god, this this site, man, it is chugging. Also, I do wonder if it's partially my laptop too, because I can imagine my laptop right now is using almost like all of my. Yeah, it's almost using all my RAM, because Windows, with the way Windows is, it uses like half of your RAM. Zoom out a little bit. Don't need to be super. I am kind of curious what the 3D looks like with Melissa here. I mean, you could definitely tell on the 3D with Red Omega, where it's becoming like more flat, like a pancake, compared to it being a small buzzsaw. I mean, it still has the buzzsaw like look to it, but it's definitely looking like a more of a flat pancake buzzsaw shape. My back is itching. Also, one thing I did not realize was on here is mid-level shear. Which, I mean, in the mid-levels, there seems to be a little bit sheer. It looks like I'm going to have to get another cough drop in a second here. But, yeah, there's your mid-level shear. This is probably your upper levels here. I don't know if we have any lower level of anything in terms of shear on here, but I don't think we do. Probably just have upper level and mid shear. Mid level shear. Alright, 1 second. Alright, I'm back. I honestly, I just brought out the whole. I just got the whole bag of cough drops at this point. Because that's probably going to be a better idea than just get in a box, grab one, put the bag back in the box for pee. We also, I just realized there's also Tide points as well. I know there's I mean, obviously Tide points. I can't imagine they're all at like sitting at the same level because elevation is obviously gonna be different between each one, but for the most part, a lot of those are not showing really anything of high tide on those. One thing I don't think they're gonna do because sometimes they do like I want to say special advisories, but like special like emergency um advisory type of things, and they update the they update the advisory before like the full like advisory is out. Also, I think there is a radar on. Well, there is a radar on Jamaica, but from the last time I tried to use the site, the site does not want to load properly for some reason. I'm not 100% sure. I do want to try to find that again, if possible, and see if it works, but might not be able to get to achieve that. Or do that. Achieve, do, I don't know. I guess they both kind of mean same thing, but different definitions, I guess. They still have, I mean, it is going over, I mean, it technically is like an island, but they still have, Melissa, I mean, it's got to drop down once it's over, the island since it's going to be interacting with land, but they still have this forecasted as a Category 3 once it's still in the waters here, and then continuing to be Category 2 as it makes its way out. I'm also hoping that the Sally is updating properly on here. I think it is. I don't think it is. No, it is. Why does that show such like it feels like why does that time show so weirdly? Because it definitely is showing properly. Yeah, it's showing properly. Because I'm looking at tropical tidbits and I'm looking in back at radar mega, so it is showing properly. It's just this is just showing weirdly up here. I don't know why that is. If we got anything where this is like wobbling anywhere at all, seems like it's. I mean, it's stalling right there, but it is pretty. I will say, if we pause this real quick, that is symmetrical. I mean, if you like do that, hold on, hold on. If I could draw for once in my life, maybe. But yeah, that is pretty much. I mean, it's pretty much perfect with how symmetrical it is. Just gotta put another cough drop in my mouth real quick. All right, so it looks like the 902 from earlier is wrong, and the center is 907. So it's dropped by 2 millibars again. So it is starting to increase. Either way, it's still, I mean, it's starting to increase in strength, but maybe not as dramatic as going from 909 down to 902. Still trying to find still trying to find and see if I can find something for like Storm Surge. Because I do wonder what the Storm Surge is gonna be like for Melissa. Did they mention a public advisor, if at all? Let me see. That is if this decides it wants to load. The anything tropical related or hurricane related for site is slow right now. Ah, yeah, there we go. So at the bottom of the public advisory, life-threatening storm surge. Surge heights can reach 9 to 13 feet above ground level. Near to the east of where the center of Melissa makes landfall. This storm surge will be accompanied by larger destructive waves. Northwest coast of Jamaica near Montego Bay, there is a possibility of 1 to 3 feet of storm surge above ground level. Potential for significant storm surge along the southeast coast of Cuba late Tuesday and Wednesday. Peak storm surge heights could reach between 7 to 11 feet above normal tide levels. Storm surge of 4 to 6 feet above normally dry ground is possible in southeastern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands on Wednesday. So, basically where Melissa makes landfall tomorrow morning in Jamaica, that is where the greatest surge height could being between 9 to 13 feet. And then the northwest coast of Jamaica, which would be this side here, will have potential for 1-3. And then that 7 to 11 feet of peak storm surge heights when it makes landfall over here in Cuba is probably going to be basically same story as Jamaica, where the eye makes landfall at. So that is going to be something to look out for on, well, in any of these places, if you're, especially along the coast. I don't know. Well, I can imagine. I mean, I would imagine a lot of the mountains, I mean, are somewhere in the middle. I don't know how mountainous some of these areas are. I know there's obviously mountains in the area, but also I don't know how flat some of these areas are too. I want to take a look at Google Earth. Why not? Get an idea of the area. If I can. Oh, wait. I just got hit 3D. I mean, yeah, there's like hills, some mountainous areas. Yeah, there's that. Yeah. So, yeah, basically, I mean, there's a lot of mountains and stuff on the islands, especially near the coast. That's gonna be basically the same story when it goes over to Cuba. It looks like from what I can base off from what I'm looking at with the geography of the areas based on what I'm looking at in Google Earth. All right. Next advisory soon. Once the next advisory's out, finish up the stream for tonight. Wait, oh, I didn't. I turned off the 3D view. I was like, man, I did not realize I turned off the 3D view and also loop for this. Which, just a quick note again, you can see how the cloud tops kind of like bomb out in the last like few frames or so. Bro, seriously, what is going on outside? That's hear a bunch of like random noises, and then you just hear. I don't know if you guys heard the car honk. What am I running over? Am I running over my backpack? I am. I am indeed running over my backpack. And I just bumped my mic. Again. Trying to see if there's anything like different at all. Of course, a lot of people are posting like satellite imagery, which honestly, I mean, this is probably the most probably one of the most impressive satellite imageries that we've seen in recent. Also, just another thing too. I did not realize that Storm Chaser Coaching had a Instagram, which I just followed them. Still got once it does hit 9 o'clock. Well, still got another hour till the next advisory. Trying to refresh Cyclonic and all that, see if we got anything different at all. Which recon data actually has updated on Cyclonic. It was showing 910 and 912 earlier, but now it shows the 907. So pressure has dropped indeed. Once again. Which it was well, it was at 906 earlier, but it is getting down to that near that again. Once again, well, still gotta be something to watch when it comes to Melissa. And Melissa is still stalling out right now. So that'll be something to watch for when it comes to the intensity of Melissa as a category 5. Still forecast as of the current advisory as category 4. No, let me go to about 21 frames. See if, because Melissa still seems like, as of what I'm looking at the LWIR, do wonder if Melissa's starting to now shift towards the northeast compared to its stalling, which doesn't. If it is going northeast, it's not by much. It's really not moving by much. That's how slow this thing is right now. All right, we are on now. Well, it's 9:01 p.m. now. We are now making way to 10 p.m., which is gonna be the next advisory point. I need to like figure out how to tighten this thing more. There we go. I think I got it. Yep, I definitely got it. That is a lot more stiff. You guys can probably hear that. This is I've gotta say, this is the first time in a while that I've seen Radar Omega have. I mean, other than it from earlier where it was taking like 9 business days to load, it's not having as many issues as I thought it would. I also want to take a look at, because I know, because there's microwave imagery. I have to see if I can. Would that be in Sally on Cyclonic? Oh no, it'd be just click on current storms. Okay. So here is basically two different microwave imageries. You got this one here, and then we got this one here. And these are really useful for trying to figure out, hey, okay, where is the eye at, basically? Or at least where is the area of low pressure sitting at? Now I got some intensity guidance, which still a lot. I mean, a lot of these models are still hanging on to category 5 before dropping down to like 4 or 3, and then dropping down to tropical storm, which is, I mean, it's pretty typical for hurricanes and stuff. Although some stay a hurricane and then turn into extratropical. And then there is probably the longest cone I've seen uh, so far. And then here's ASCAT, which is a scatometer, which basically measures the waves of the ocean, basically, to get an idea of the wind speeds. Which here's one from earlier with the ASCAT, and yeah, you can definitely tell. I mean, it's going right over the hurricane, so I mean, you're gonna have there's like strong winds that it's picking up on. Tropical Storm Sonia looks like the sub. I think it was subtropical storm, or was it? Yeah, subtropical storm Karen. I think it was. Which I mean, I knew they put out like an AOI a couple weeks back for that. I was not expecting it to get named though. But when you have a basically like a low pressure lose its fronts, and then it has like some characteristics of tropical, but not fully tropical, then it's extra tropical. And also depending on where it forms. So if it forms like all the way up here, it's typically gonna be extra tropical because much cooler waters and whatnot. Much cooler waters actually compared to the tropics. What is this wanting to open? Oh, that's why it's wanting to open. Tropical Tidbits wants me to like to click on like wants me to open a GIF from thing. And then also, okay, what is seriously what is going on with this? Bad. It does look like once again we have had a drop in pressure with now 7. I probably repeated this information a couple times at this point, but right now it's I mean just waiting to see where I mean we know Melissa's eventually gonna head northeast, but just waiting to see what Melissa's gonna end up doing here within I guess the next hour or so. I'll take a look at the Hurricane Miles HWRF, which holy. All right, let's take a look at the Hurricane Miles real quick. Which the HWRF has this at I mean this 18Z initialization, so it's more I mean it's a recent run now. Which the HWRF has this at 892 pressure and 896. And then like this the HWRF has the hurricane at lower pressure like sub 900 compared to where it's currently at right now. And then if we take a look at the HMON, the HMON is a little bit closer to reality, but not much, but still kind of off in pressure. But yeah, I will say the HMON is a little bit more realistic in pressure. And I look at HFSA, which I mean, the HAFSA is basically, I mean, basically show up. I mean, the forecast time has at 4 p.m. and then 7 p.m. with 904, which I mean, we're close to that. And then 10 p.m. this it has this thing dropping to 896, which with what we saw with recon data, it did not has not dropped down to that yet at all. There definitely need to be some intensification within the next couple of hours for that to happen. And then this, I mean, I think a lot of the Hurricane Miles have this making landfall around like 10 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, all of them have different pressures, but generally, all of these have them like late, like almost like late morning hours that this is making landfall in. Refresh the feed. No, one thing I do wonder: what's the longest time a hurricane has been a Category 5? Not 45. Jesus Christ. Longest time a hurricane was a Category 5 status is held by the 1932 Cuba hurricane, which spent 78 hours. 78 hours. Although that was 1932, so that does make me wonder. Well, I don't know if we had like hurricane hunters like we do now back then, but let me take a look at satellite again because I do want to take a look at the water vapor. Um, look at a loop. I mean, the eye is still super dry. Also looking at the like loop on cyclonic, yeah, that is Melissa seems like it is now starting to make that northeast jog. Well, not even a jog; it's more like a walk. Yeah, this is definitely moving northeast at this point, which means, I mean, with the slow moving forward speed, this would once again, this likely gonna be making landfall sometime tomorrow morning, if not early afternoon. So let's say some people tweet about because Tropical Tidbits and also Cyclonic are so overwhelmed right now, or what, or at least was an hour ago, with people like so many people using the sites at once. I guess just see people tweet about it. Y'all need to hop off the tid. I just saw Hurricane Isaac say some of y'all need to hop off the tidbit. I'm trying to see a recon, please. Oh, it's already 9:17. Oh, sorry. All right, good to go. Yeah, I do wonder if I have a cold because sometimes when you have a cold, like a dry throat is like a symptom of that. I think. I think so. I think it is. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, that's just. I feel my voice feels like I have a cold, to be honest. Can I see? Actually, I probably go with current storms. I mean, sea surface temperatures. I mean, they're still really warm right now. Although some of these temperatures, I mean, it hasn't. This graphic that I'm looking at right now, though, hasn't updated since yesterday. Which let me take you guys over that. So this is, I mean, gives you a general idea, but although most of it's still in this kind of similar area here, but you can see this is the like sea surface temperatures, and you got your pinks, you got your reds, very warm temperatures. You got actually some purple down over in here, right here. Yeah, this is this entire area has been basically untapped the entire season, which basically led to this, and alongside also having basically no shear at all. Uh, Although there probably is. I mean, if there is any shear at all, it's not really. It does not seem to be affecting Melissa at all. Seems like it was earlier. Like maybe a couple hours ago, like around 6:30 ish, maybe, when I was looking at tropical tidbits. But for the most part, it does not seem to be the case that wind shear is affecting this a whole lot. I was looking. I was. I mean, I don't know how often the sim site updates, but looking at the upper level shear and then looking at the lower or not lower mid level, is very weak shear in well, there's some wind shear in the mid levels, but same thing with the upper levels. Although Melissa is eventually gonna be interacting with a ton of shear once it heads towards the northeast. Once it gets to like between like Cuba and all that. Seriously, I feel like I sound like I have a cold, probably. I know I have a cough drop in my mouth, but still. It's almost half hour out till the next advisory. And then from there we'll see how much stronger this has gotten. From what we know from the recon, it's dropped pressure. How much the winds have changed, we'll have to see that as well, but can't imagine wind pressure's changed too much, but the way it's spread out probably has. Like the winds are much more wide spread out. That typically is what happens when you have a hurricane that starts to expand in size. So we'll have to see within the next half hour ish. It's a little over half hour right now, but turn on 3D again here. I feel like I feel like I pretty much ran out of things to say, to be honest. Wonder if I don't know if there was a tail Doppler that went out there or not. No, there was. Yeah, still strong winds. This thing. It's like I want to say it's a light like purple with the this right here with a tail Doppler radar. You can see how strong it winds. Obviously, I don't think this is well. I don't know. I don't think that's surface level. Because if it was surface level, probably even brighter with that purple, probably. Looks like when the aircraft recons are going back in, it looks like one of them is going back. I don't know which one that is. So, all right. So we got this one here, which is going back to probably Lakeland, and you got this one here, which is going through another pass through Actually, this is one that just went out, actually. So they're doing our pass-through. I don't know if they're the ones that are going to be doing the 10 o'clock update. But I guess we'll see. Hank Nails. Fun times. Yeah, I definitely have a cold. I'm declaring it now. Although it seems to be, if it is a cold, it's probably a very minor one. It seems like. Because my nose isn't exactly like filling up with like stuff. It's only my throat that's being dry and stuff, if you can tell. Also looking at the with the Dorvac, I don't think that's how you should pronounce it, but with the satellite estimating the pressure with like lower pressures than like I think it was 8, even lower than 892, 878.5, which is definitely an overestimate with what it's saying with the pressure. Oh, someone made a Team Dominator Pumpkin outline on Pumpkin, which I was gonna ask. What's everyone doing for Halloween? I gotta say. Personally, I'm not sure what I'm gonna do on Halloween. Which is also another thing I was gonna ask too. For if I ever do a stream on like Halloween, I could do like I don't know, wear like a costume to fit it, I guess. Just watching. I was gonna say this is if I just turned off my webcam and then just had like music going, this probably be a like a probably a decent time loop of 3D like satellite of Melissa. Put some lo-fi music on. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go update my Google site real quick. And I don't know why that search decides to wants to break my stuff. That's or not break stuff. It wants to take me to a page on my site that does not exist anymore. All right. Just updated the site, so hurricane cover should be on there now. So there's that. So now we now have just a little less than a half hour till the next advisory. Should I actually let me just do this. Next advisory. I feel like I had a voice crack there with. And that is going off the screen completely. That's fun. Um, that'll work. I don't know if that like CTET works on there, but I just realized too. I'm got this daylight savings as gotta I'm got to change my clock soon here. So it's gonna be going from CDT to now. Well, it's gonna be going from CDT to CST and EST. It's gonna be fun to try and readjust my sleeping schedule to the time change. Not. Oh boy. Can't wait. I do want to take a look at some forecast models while I'm at. Not looking at the um the hurricane models, but looking at stuff for the mainland U.S. Because I am kind of curious because I just saw something talking about like Santa Ana winds. Uh, yeah, Lord, man. I don't know if I've oh, I mean, I know I've had allergies and stuff while I was streaming, but I don't know if I've had my voice sound like this on stream before. Ugh. I got about 20 minutes till the next update, and then from there, we we will see what Hurricane Melissa's at, basically. I don't know what the hell that sound was. I just I don't know. That must be a coyote. It sounds like a coyote. Whatever sound coyote makes. I don't know. Leg is itching. Ah, there we go. Yeah, that's a couple images from one from Wednesday earlier this week. Last week. What week is it? Yeah, last week. So last week, on the 22nd, and then this is now. Quite the intensification of such probably, well, one of the most powerful hurricanes that we've seen in quite some time. Right, time is passing quick. So yeah, it should be no time till we get this next update here. And once we do get that update, we'll have to see. Should be like 9:07. Don't know what the winds will be like, but I know the pressure has dropped. Let me see, because I know there's the recon out there. Oh, if let me see here. Yeah, the recon that just went at 9:07. So 9:07 looks to be the next the next thing we're gonna see on 133 knots. So I don't know particularly how much stronger this is, but I guess we'll see. Because this one says 157 knots, which is, I don't know if that's, wait, let me see what 57, which is 180 mph winds. So there's a chance we do actually have much stronger winds than what they were earlier. And even higher wind gusts than before too. Now looking at the vortex message VDM, max flight wind 156 knots. Yeah, so yeah, it definitely looks like we have much stronger winds. Although I'm not sure if that is because I know a lot of the wind, like when it comes to wind speed, it has to do with the surface typically, from what I remember. But there is definitely chances. It's definitely, I mean, where it's stalled out and it's obviously now moving again, but well, slightly moving again, not by much. Yeah, this is going northeast. I'm having a struggle trying to speak. Like my voice is getting worse. Like, I wonder if water will help a little bit. All right, that seems like it helped a little bit. I ain't gonna lie. I technically could have just held off, just not doing a stream, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try and do a power through. Which I don't know if that was really a good idea of me, to be honest. Because now, after speaking for a while, I sound like I sound like a movie character or something like that. Even like an evil movie character or something like that, or like maybe like a character out of Gears of War. I don't know how many of you played Gears of War, but seriously, though, my voice is my throat and all that is very dry. It's probably as dry as the hurricane's eye right now. Seeing a post about the birds trapped in Melissa's eye from earlier. I will say it's definitely. I mean, already just having a anything. I mean, just having a hurricane like this going towards the populations are bad, but I mean, this is just not a good situation in general. To be honest, man, that's all I gotta say. And also got these outer bands too, which with the much like your colder top ones, those are definitely gonna be the ones that are be bringing much heavier rainfall and are gotta be a flooding concern for Jamaica. And also there's landfall, or not landfall, landfall with the hurricane, but landslide. That's the word I'm trying to use here, with like mountains and stuff. Oh man. Alright, we got about 10 minutes till we have the next advisor out. Wouldn't be imagine if it was out like 10 minutes early. That would be something. I mean, it wouldn't be the first time it's happened, but I don't think that's gonna be the case here. We're definitely gonna be waiting till the like actual like 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern time. Because I think that recon that just went in earlier. Also got the 907 millbar wind pressure. Just waiting to see what the winds are like with this thing right now. Because the winds are, I mean, one other concern when it comes to hurricanes like this. All right, 9 minutes till the next advisor comes out. All right, let me put the. I gotta put some I have like just about barely any room in that damn closet for snacks and stuff. Seems like there was also a weaker earthquake over in Maryland. Looks like 2.5 magnitude hurricane earthquake. Hold on a second. Yeah, I think I can confirm I definitely have a cold. Oh, yeah, I definitely have a cold because now I'm sneezing alongside my coughs and dry throat. That's fun. I just realized I was muted the entire time while I was talking. God dang it. Nice. Nice going. No, nice going me. But yeah, advisory's coming out in next couple minutes or so here. We'll have to see what the wind, max sustained winds are. Also, we'll have to see what the pressure is because we know the recon got like 907. I do wonder if there's something that was stronger than that, or not. Well, stronger and lower pressure than that. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Yeah, advisory 27 is issued. All right, let's see. Refresh. Oh wow, that is actually a lot lower than I was thinking for pressure. The winds are still the same. So the pressure is now at 903 millibars now. Next update is at 1 a.m. Which I'm not gonna be live till then, but Melissa is strengthening again as it kind of stalled there and is now making its way towards the northeast. So much lower pressure. I think it was gonna be 907, but no, it dropped from 909 to 903, which is a 6 millibar drop. That is absolutely insane. I mean, that is absolutely insane, man. Oh, excuse me. Also looks like the northwest now possibly of 2 to 4 feet now. That's the only thing that's really changed when it comes to the storm surge. At least from what I can tell from the public advisory, in terms of the storm surge at least. Pressure once again, pressure has dropped. All right, well, that's gonna be it for this stream. Well, I'll see how I feel in the morning tomorrow, I guess, because I definitely have a cold for sure, man. It is not a great feeling to be honest. I don't think anyone wants a cold, to be honest. But yeah. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next stream I do. We'll have to see tomorrow. I have a few things I have going on tomorrow though, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next stream, and stay safe out there, especially if you're in the path of Melissa.